Hello and happy Tuesday. This is Wendy Lee, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the US. I'm so glad that you're joining me today for some paper crafting. So I hope everyone's had a fabulous start to their week and is ready to have a little bit of fun. So I thought I'd pop in and show you the projects we're going to make today. So we're going to make this card, and there's two. I'm terrible at this in front of this video. There's two variations, and I'm going to show you. We're going to go ahead and do both of them and then let you see the inside as well. So we are featuring the Art Gallery stamp set as well as the Happy Thought stamp set. I love this because it's a sentiment stamp set, but you can use it with any images, and it's really got some nice inside as well as outside greetings. So the Art Gallery stamp set is all part of that fine art floral suite, which that's the designer paper we're using as well today. So we're going to use some of our scraps. I don't know about you guys, but I end up with bags and bags and bags of all these little strips of paper after I've done all my projects. And I don't want to throw them away because they're gorgeous. So I'm going to show you today using some extra scraps that you've got how to create a couple of fabulous cards. So this fine art floral is the product suite collection that we are featuring in this month's all-star tutorial bundle. So you can still, this is the last week though, you can earn it for free with a $50 purchase through me in my online store, or you can contact me directly and I can help you place your order. Or you can purchase the tutorial bundle for $15, and until the end of January, you could even purchase the whole 6-month subscription and you save a month's fee on that. So that's awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started on our project. So let me switch my camera. Here we go. All right, perfect. And then I am going to make sure I am on Facebook in the right group as well, right? Let's see where I'm at. You would think it would show right up when you go straight into Facebook, but for whatever reason, it is not showing up for me. So let me find it. There we go. We'll turn on a little bit more light. Hopefully that helps you guys see a little bit better. All right, let's see if I can find us live. Hopefully we're live. That's last week's live. Well, I'm not able to see it. I'll find you guys. I'm just not sure where you're at just yet. Give me one moment. Yeah, I'm not seeing us live. Maybe I need to refresh. Still not seeing us. Well, maybe I'm in the wrong place. I think I might be in the wrong place. Let's try again. You guys are probably all telling me where I'm at and what I'm doing wrong, right? Ah, I found us. Oh, good. Jean, you guys can see me. Mary, yay. Kay, hey, good. All right, I finally found it. So sorry about that. A little challenging for me today. How about that? Good grief. Crazy, 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 crazy. So, all right, so here we are again. The two stamp sets that we're going to feature is the Art Gallery and the Happy Thoughts, and I'm combining those together for the sentiments. And then these are the cards we're going to create. It's the same card, really just flipped a little bit. So when I was creating these, I started off with a little bit wider strip for these two pieces here. I just used what was in my scrap bag, but I felt like it was a little chunky for the size that I was dealing with. So I cut an 1/8 inch down on those. So you guys have the cut dimensions, I believe, already in the description of the video, but I will double check that afterwards as well, since I seem to be a little off. Yes, Mary, finding things. Yes, sometimes it's more challenging than other times, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is really a fast, easy card. I'm going to pull in a piece of Gray Granite cardstock. And what did I do with my paper trimmer? Of course, I put it away. And grab that. We'll bring our paper trimmer in here. And hopefully I am not too crazy crooked in the screen here. So what I want to do is I've got a piece of 3" by 3" scrap of designer paper. So one thing I really like about this particular project is if you're dealing with a 6 by 6 sheet, you can get 4 of these pieces out of 1 sheet and have no waste, which is really, really nice. Of course, with a 12 by 12 sheet, you can do even better, but a lot of times you'll end up with pieces about this size or maybe even slightly larger or smaller, but you can make this work. So what I want to do first is cut this in half diagonally. Now you could do this all with strips and not do the corner piece if you prefer, but I like the extra oomph, I guess you could say, of the corner piece. So I've got that. Perfect. While I've got my paper trimmer out, I also have a 1.5" square of scrap paper as well. And I'm going to cut this in half diagonally because I want to bring my design to the inside of my project. Now you might have noticed I did not cut from the point in. I'm going to go somewhere in the center of the paper. It doesn't have to be centered, but inside the point and cut in and out. Because if I go right into that point, I'm going to crush that. So when you're cutting diagonals, that will help you a little bit. Let's move this out of our way. And then I've got a couple of strips of designer paper. So these are 6 inches long. They could be shorter, they could be longer. Again, I'm pulling scraps out of my bin, okay? So this one's 5/8 wide and this one is a 1/2 inch wide. So this is what we're gonna work with. So first thing I'm gonna do is pull out my silicone craft sheet. And I'm just going to lay this down. This is going to make it easy for me to put my adhesive on the back of my triangle. So I'm going to be able to get 2 cards out of this, and I'm going to go ahead and do both of them with you today. It's the same card, but we'll make 2 of them. So I like using my silicone craft sheet because then I can go all the way out to the point, and that's not going to stick to my table or the cardstock or any other craziness that I've got going on. All right. Then let's run some adhesive along the back of the strip. And then I'm just going to butt that right up. And then you can slide it based on your print if you want, you know, more of something showing. You just have to watch it so that your corner is not too far down that you don't have a little bit of leeway here. I'm going to die cut this. Now you could choose to leave it as is, and you just need to make sure your strips go all the way and then you can clip off what you don't want. But I'm actually going to die cut this with the stitch rectangle dies, one of my favorites. So that's why I'm not too worried about going all the way off the edge. Now let's see, we'll go here. And again, I'm watching this point because I want to make sure I'm covering that layer. Great. So that I've got that down. So let's repeat that on a second sheet, exact same thing. Well, let me slide that over. Go out to the points. All right. Have you guys tried this before? I know there's lots of different ways you can use paper scraps. I forget about them sometimes, so I just wanted to remind you guys as my bags are starting to fill with these wonderful paper scraps. All right, good deal. And then one more strip. And I'm just adhering it with Stampin' Seal. You could use liquid adhesive if you prefer. It's entirely up to you on what you want to use. All right, so I can orient these whichever way I want to. So it's funny because these are going to end up opposite of the 2 that I originally made because of the corner I chose to adhere them in. So look, they're going to end up like this, where my original are the opposite corners. Too funny. I did not do that intentionally. It just kind of happens. It depends on what you're paying attention to, and I obviously was not. All right, I also want to do the same thing on 2 identical pieces of gray granite to use for my inside. And I've got that 1.5 inch square. So since I did this corner, this bottom left corner, I am going to do the bottom left corner on my inside as well. I don't know that it matters, but that's what I'm doing. So we'll just do both of these. All right. That way we can change them up a little bit if we want to. Great. All right, so now I'm ready to die cut these. So I'm going to pull in my stitched rectangles, and the second largest one here is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to lay this out on the layer and run that through my die cutting machine and repeat that with all of the sheets. And this one here, I purposely position it so that these two intersect at that corner. You don't have to do that. You can make it whatever you want to make it, but I like the visual appearance that it creates where it miters right into that corner. Now I'm finding because of the extra layers of the designer paper adhered down, I've got to run this through maybe 2 or 3 times to get a really good cut on my particular machine. So we're going to go ahead and run these through. And magically, they're going to be corrected in the right corner because I did this ahead of time. So they're all opposite of what I just did. Too funny. It's all good, right? You guys will forgive me, I hope. All right, so those are cut and ready to go. Let's go ahead and pull in our card bases. So I have got 4 1/4 by 11, pretty peacock. So this is, I love this color. It's a blue, it's a green, it's whatever you want to call it. But this particular color is one of the 5 in colors that will be retiring at the end of the catalog May 3rd. So I try to remind everybody of that this time of year so that you remember to go ahead and get packs of paper, your ink refills, you know, if there's blends available and you want those and you're using them all the time, markers, any embellishments, to get those now before the supplies start to run low. Once the retiring list is announced, and we tend to sell out of the in colors, at least the popular ones, very, very quickly, and I don't want you to miss out. So I say go ahead and start stocking up on those now. Hey, Lynn, glad you could join us from Southern New Jersey. Yay, all right. Good deal. Love having people join us. And hopefully you like the projects. All right, so let's go ahead and use some black dimensionals, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this layer right up on the front of my card. So like I said, this one's a fast, easy, simple card today. A little bit of die cutting, but it doesn't have to be die cut. I just really like that stitched edge, and I thought that was a fun addition. Double checking to make sure I know where my opening of my card is. Let's repeat this. Let's go ahead and make both of them, and we'll do them in opposite corners like I did the original, just so you can see the difference of it. All right. And when I do my pictures, I'll make sure I get the other 2 that I did, that I adhered to the other corners. That way you guys can see them all. So that'll be in tomorrow's blog post. If you hadn't figured out, that's what I am doing. All right, the backing papers of those out of the way and center that on there. So kind of fun, right? All right, let's go ahead and put, let's finish our inside and then we'll come back to the outside. So I want to go ahead and stamp my sentiment on the inside. So I'm going to pull in the sentiment from the Happy Thoughts. And this one says, just wanted to send some happy thoughts your way. So this is good for a birthday card, I thought. And it's a nice bold image, which I love. So let's see if I can get this on here somewhat straight. Not always easy to do on camera, but we'll see how we do. I'm happy with that. All right, let's repeat that on the other one. And do I want it down in the bottom? I'm going to keep it down in the bottom just so it doesn't fight the sentiment. Not that it has to be that way. You do what makes you happy. Awesome. All right, we'll get rid of that. Close this up for now. Let's go ahead and adhere this layer to the inside of our card base. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on both of them. All right. I like this gray granite with the peacock. It just changes it up a little bit. Could have pulled in white, but I thought this was kind of fun. Pulling the color from the designer paper. All right, so that's the inside of our cards. Beautiful. Okay, now we want to do our sentiment. So when I cut these gray granite layers that I was going to die cut, I had a strip of scrap in between every 2 that I cut, right? So that is a half a sheet of paper before these were die cut. So I'm just taking this scrap and I'm going to go ahead and stamp my happy birthday. So this is from the Art Gallery stamp set, because I wanted to be able to die cut it with that little kind of a postage edge. I'm only going to do one right now. You guys get the gist of what we're doing here, but you would do two if you're going to do 2 cards. And I will magically have 2 in the end. All right, so this is the, I'm going to say this wrong, Floral Gallery dies. And I love these little, they're kind of postage stamp looking, but they're skinny for your sentiments. So I'm going to use this longer one, and I'm going to go and run that through the machine so that we die cut that out. And it's going to look like that. And I've got 2 of them. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the card. So we could do it down in the designer paper area. You could do it up on the Gray Granite area. I like it on the Gray Granite area, but I think it's actually kind of pretty here too. Do you guys have a preference? Should I just do how I did the original? Let me pull one of the originals back in. So I did it on the Gray Granite, or we can do it down in the designer paper. I know there's quite the delay, so it might be a little crazy for me to ask that question. I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing paper off and slide these on. I think I'm going to keep it in the gray, at least on this one. If I see that you guys tell me to put it on the designer paper, I'll switch the other one. All right, I'm going to do the second one as well. I have no idea how big this delay is, and if I'm seeing all the comments. That's always another part. All right, so I like it hanging off the edge a little bit. I've got plenty of space there. So now I want to add one final touch, and that's the bling. So I did 2 different things on this one. I did it on the edge, and on this one, I added a row in the middle. So I thought they're both kind of fun ways to go about it. You could do it on this narrower edge here if you wanted to, just to change it up. I don't know that I like one better than the other. Curious what you guys think on that, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and apply some of these pearls, metallic pearls. So I throw all mine in a baggie because I end up having multiple packs open, partial packs, and to keep them all together so that I know that I have them, I just put them down in a bag together. All right, so hopefully I can get these on without too much trouble. So spacing, if the spacing is difficult for you, you can put a ruler down if you like. I just eyeballed it. So I wasn't really too worried about where it all netted out. So I'm just going to start with one up here in the corner. Well, maybe. All right, so I got it stuck in a weird spot. All right, there's one in the corner-ish. And then I am going to just eyeball space these. These are a little further than the ones I did earlier because I don't want you to have to sit. 3 in the gray area. Ah, you like the gray area. Oh, 3 in the gray area down here? Is that what you're talking about? Say that again. Help me understand. Miss Jean, 3 in the gray area. I think the delay makes it so that I don't know which question you're answering that I asked, because I'm sure I've, good grief. I'm sure I've asked several questions that makes it hard to know what answer you're giving me. I'm not making any sense. Hopefully you guys know what I'm doing here. All right. All right, so when you say 3 in the gray area, are you just talking about just scattered? Or are you thinking 3 along here or at the end? What if we did them at the end here? Triangle of pearls closer. Yes, okay, we'll scatter them. Perfect, thank you. So we could do like this. Maybe I'm doing what you were thinking. Like that. Do it that way. That's cute too. I like that. Cute. You know, it'll change it up. Every time you do it, it's going to look just a smidge different. So I did the rows. I could have changed this one so that I just did 3 next to the sentiment. I'll do that when I finish the other the other 2 cards that I started off with. I'll do one with just 3 little pearls right out here and go from there. All right. I hope that you guys love this. It's fun, right? And you've got all kinds of color combinations you can do. You know, pull in all kinds of different papers and sentiments. So you can really make this card over and over and over again. And have a unique card for every occasion that you want to do. So I don't think there's any limit to this. You could add more strips, you could do more variation. And again, this doesn't have to be a corner. This could have been a strip and not done a corner. So you like the scattered pearls? Oh, good, good. See, you guys designed that one as we were going. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, good. All right, so the last thing I wanted to tell you guys, or remind you guys, if you have not registered for Maker's Mojo yet, so Maker's Mojo is this Saturday. It's an online virtual event where Melissa Kerman, Melody Hawken, and myself are joining forces, and we are bringing you 3 full classes. I don't think I'm supposed to show a sneak peek of my class, but I'm going to do it really quick. I hope I don't get in trouble, right? I'm going to go fast. Okay, so I'm doing a framed art. I mentioned that, I think, in last week's live, but I wanted to tell you that this Fine Art Floral Suite is the suite that Melanie is featuring when she does her projects, and you don't want to miss them. She's got some awesome techniques to teach us. Registration ends in just 2 more days. It's Thursday the 28th is the last day to register. And throwing it out here, if you're thinking about joining the Stampin' Up! Team, I'd love for you to be a diamond and take advantage of the extra celebration perks. And my team gets access to Maker's Mojo for free as one of the many perks for being on the team. So if you've got any questions, let me know. I did put a link in the video description so that you guys have what you need to find out more information. But again, I'm happy to answer any questions. So if you like today's project, be sure to share this with your crafty friends. I appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. If you're watching on the replay, I'd love for you to follow my YouTube channel. And I will definitely go back and look for any questions that I might have missed. So thank you guys. Have a fantastic week. And I will see you again for some more fun next Tuesday. Bye for now.